Move the flesh from your sit bones. Place the backs of the hands on the knees, palms facing up. Reach into the sit bones and lift through the crown of the head, elongating the spine. Feel some space open up between the vertebrae. Shoulders relax away from the ears. Back of the skull lifts slightly. And then with that extended posture, feel the musculature soften around the frame so that we keep the height, but there's a feeling of relaxation throughout the body. And pretty soon, once we close our eyes and we stabilize the posture, we begin to find that the mind turns to the breath. So just observe the breath for a few moments. Feel the breath easy and comfortable. And if there's strain there already, see if you can make a conscious effort to relax more deeply, to let go of that strain. And then turn your attention now towards the tip of the nose, right where the air meets the skin. Observe the breath as it reaches the tip of the nose, moves into the nasal passage, and up towards the space of the third eye, right in between the eyebrows. And then as you exhale, see the breath move from that point down through the nasal passages, back out through the nostrils, and into what we call the 0-point field. So just that space just outside the body, maybe about 6 inches or so. And continue this practice, really concentrating on the sensation of breath. As you're breathing in, you may notice that the temperature of the air is cool. As you breathe out, you may notice the temperature of the breath is warm. The act of breathing in itself requires a little effort, choice, but the act of breathing out is effortless. And on your next inhale, feel that same pattern of breath as it moves up to that point between the eyebrows and now begins to flood the head Just soaking in the brain, all that light and prana energy. And then as you exhale again, returning to that point between the eyebrows and watching the breath leave the nostrils. So inhaling, it comes in through this narrow passage, hits that point, and then opens up to flood the brain with light and healing. And then exhale, returning that back out through the nostrils. And just a few more rounds of practicing the breath in this way and beginning to sense that there's light growing in the area of the brain, midbrain, skull. And then on your next inhale, you'll bring that breath in through the nostrils. It'll move into the brain, soaking that light in. And then this time on the exhalation, just stay in the midbrain. So finding the point right there in the center of the midbrain to concentrate that light. So it's a single point of light. And then continue to hold your attention on that. Breath will still flow on its own. But relax all effort, so no longer using the technique of breathing in the way we were doing it, just concentrating on that point of light. And like a light bulb inside the body, just feel as if that light radiates through the whole system. Every single cell in the body filled with that light, reflecting that light, absorbing that light, whatever each cell needs. And then relax the effort and draw your hands together in front of your heart. Let your thumbs touch your sternum and bow your head to your hands. And as you do, feel as if the light in the heart now is radiating equal to that in the midbrain. And it's from here that we'll set the intention for our practice today. And we're going to be working on the healing and the nourishment that we can receive from a prana-focused practice. So really aware of how the breath can bring in more energy, new light, new life inside the body. And also, it's not enough to have that extra amount of energy, but we also have to sustain it. We have to be able to keep it inside the body. So an element of both bringing it in and sustaining it. So if there's anything that you would like to add into that intention, maybe some parts of you that are seeking some healing, some light, please state that mentally now. And then place this in this very sacred heart, this center here. And we'll begin with the practice of Om 3 times to align ourselves with the vibration of creation. It's the Ah, O, and And really when we get down to it, everything breaks down into its most fundamental component of light and vibration. So deep inhale in and long exhale out. Good. Another deep inhale in. And just lower your hands to your knees. Keep your eyes closed, draw your chin to your chest. Feel the heaviness of the head opening up some of those lines along the spine, the supporting postural muscles. And then just tilt your right ear down so your chin lifts slightly to the left. And then bring your chin back to the center and tilt just your left ear down. And come back to center. Again, right ear down, twisting the back of the neck, chin lifts slightly. And back to center. And then left ear down. And do that one more time on your own. Just really feeling what happens as we move through those postural muscles, bringing a little bit of a twist there in the cervical spine. And then come back to center. And if you'd like, you can open your eyes or keep them closed. We're going to tilt right ear to right shoulder. And then come back to neutral. And we're going to tilt left ear to left shoulder. And you might find there's a difference between one side and the other. So just observe that. Come back, right ear to right shoulder. And left ear to left shoulder. And then we'll do one more on your own. And the whole time, practicing conscious breathing, really aware of the breath as it comes in through the nostrils, meets at that point at the third eye. And this time we're going to have it travel all the way down, filling chest, then ribs, then belly. And exhale, belly, then ribs, then chest. So just following the complete natural pattern of breathing in the body. And then come back to neutral. Now look over your right shoulder. And you can open your eyes to a soft gaze here, just twisting, looking over the right shoulder, and then coming back to center, and now twisting and looking over the left shoulder. And now with the eyes open, sometimes it's more difficult to stay as sensitive to the energy, so do your best to feel and keep returning your awareness to the sensation. To the left again. And then one more to the right, one more to the left. Real slow, take your time. If you speed through life often, and going slow sometimes can be a little challenging, but eventually the nervous system is reminded of that slower pace, and it's a sweet release. Good, so come back to neutral. We're going to start in tabletop position here. Bring the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of the feet pressed down. On your inhale, lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up. And on the exhalation, draw the navel to the spine, round the back, take the sit bones to the heels, child's pose. Bend the elbows toward one another as you come down to widen the upper back. Good. Again, inhale, come up. Heart extends, sit bones lift. And then really pulling that abdomen towards the back body. As you contract there, feel the stability as you slowly pull back, really stretching the vertebrae as you go down. Good. Again, inhale. Extending, opening up. Exhale, navel in, tailbone absorbs in. Slowly lengthen back. Let's do 2 more on your own, please. Again, inhaling and really feel that pattern of breath in through the nostrils to that point between the eyebrows, then chest, ribs, belly, all the way down to the next exhale. Belly, ribs, chest. You'll notice the body is mimicking the same action happening inside the breath. Last one here. Good, and then we're gonna widen the knees and let the sit bones sit way back. Arms extend forward, forehead to the mat. Now, if you'd like to come up on your fingertips for a moment, lift the inner palm. That gives a little bit more of a dip to that upper body. Breathe deeply here, full, complete breaths. Walking your hands to the right, press your left sit bone down, bow your left rib cage. Now take your right hand at a 90-degree angle, so the elbow's pointing up in the air, and bring just a little bit more of a dip into the left shoulder. So a slightly deeper twist here for the spine. And then come back to center. Settle in the middle for a minute. Again, you can do the lifting up onto the fingertips if you prefer. And then we'll walk to the left and do the same thing right here. So right sit bone softens, right rib cage bows. And then left hand down into the floor, elbow pointed at a right angle, dip the right shoulder down just a little lower. And then come back to center. And one more time, just settle there. Then hands underneath the shoulders, roll yourself back up to sitting on the heels, and we'll bring the knees back together and just sit in Vajrasana. Good. Interlace your fingers behind you, Yoga Mudra. Pull the knuckles away and stretch open the heart. And then take your knuckles to your right waist and pull the right elbow back. And then tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. So we're binding that left shoulder. We're feeling all that space along the side of the neck. I'm just going a little deeper than we did before. One more here. Breathe right into the sensation. You want to feel the inhale, intensify it, all that prana going in there. And then feel the exhalation, soften whatever was there, whatever was holding on. Good, come back to center. Knuckles go back behind you, heart spreads open, shoulders stretch. And now take the hands to the left waist. Pull the left elbow back, left ear to your left shoulder. And again, notice, is there tension different on one side than the other? Keep letting go. Keep breathing. Remember, anytime you bring your mind to an area of the body, prana follows. So energy follows. And in that, there is healing. There's nourishment, there's light, energy going to that area that maybe was closed off before. Good, and then come back to center. One more time, knuckles behind you. And then just come back and shake out the wrists for a minute. Just let them wiggle and loosen. We're gonna do a little bit of a wrist stretch here. So if you point your fingertips toward your knees, palms are flat, then for some of us, this may be enough if you've got tension in those wrists, but otherwise you're just gonna lean back towards the hips just until you feel a nice stretch, not only through the wrist, but maybe into the forearm. Breathing through that sensation. Again, we're in a digital age, and so we're using these muscles in ways we hadn't before. And so they get really tight. One more breath here. And then release that gently, and then point the fingertips toward one another. Now you're going to have the back of the hand into the floor, and you're going to just make small fists. So fist and release, squeezing, releasing, just slight bending forward just to increase the pressure, but again, mindful. These are very delicate areas of the body. And then release, and just again, a little shake. So back in a tabletop position, we'll have the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of the feet pressed firmly into the floor. You're going to inhale, lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up again. And now exhale, tuck the toes, and we'll find downward facing dog. So let's paddle the feet a little bit. We'll push one heel down and bend the opposite knee. And then push the other heel down and bend the opposite knee. And just keep going back and forth a couple times as you're pedaling the feet. Feel the length coming into the back of the leg. Maybe you notice there's a difference one side versus the other. And then have your feet hip distance apart. Turn your toes in slightly, heels out. Roll the inner thighs in and back. Allow the sit bones to spread. And in the upper body, roll your shoulder heads away from your ears. Squeeze the inner elbows toward one another. And really press down through the web of the index and thumb with the roots of all the fingers. Head and neck is relaxed here. Sit bones lift as high as you can. And now go back to that breathing. So watching at the tip of the nose, breath coming in through the nostrils to the point between the eyebrows and all the way down, chest, ribs, belly. Exhaling, belly, ribs, chest. Good. 2 more full, complete Ujjayi breaths. And the Ujjayi sound is just that ocean wave or whisper type sound to the breath. Just helping the mind to stay focused. Now we're going to take our time to walk slowly to the front of the mat. So again, you're just going to go up 6 inches and stop. Feel that sensation. Lift the hips higher. Tailbone reaching up to the ceiling. And now walk your feet 6 more inches forward. And anytime you need to, you can bend the knees. But just feel, again, sit bones lifting high. Easing maybe some pressure off the hands. And walking 6 more inches forward. Again, micro bend the knees if you need to. And then walking your toes all the way up so that they line up with the fingertips. And then we'll just stay here, or if you'd like, you can grab onto either elbow, and that provides some extra traction for the spine. The body weights forward slightly in the balls of the feet, sit bones are lifted. Head and neck is heavy, all that relaxation in the upper body becomes that traction for the spine. Make sure you're feeling anchoring into the inner foot as well as outer foot. And keep lifting from the tailbone. Now, if you had your arms crossed one way, try crossing them the awkward way. It's always good for the brain. Very nice. And then we're going to release the arms and do some dynamic monkey. Now, you're welcome to just have the hands on the shins, sliding up and down through there. Of course, if you have blocks, you're welcome to put your hands on the blocks. But if you also have the flexibility to hook the index middle thumb around the big toe, then you can bind there. On your inhale, you're going to pull away from your thighs. Straighten your arms, straighten your spine and your legs as best as you can, but you can also keep a deep bend to the knee if you need it. And then exhale, bend knees, bend elbows, relax head and neck. Repeat that again. Inhale, pull forward. And really work on reaching the sternum away from the pubic bone while sending the shoulder blades down the back. And then exhale, navel in, fold more deeply. Again, inhale, pull forward. So now working in concentration of that breath as the healing modality coming into the body as you move. So again, you're seeing it in on inhale through the tip of the nose to that point between the eyebrows all the way down to the base of the spine. And then reversing that process as it comes back up and goes out. All the while sending prana along the spine. Good, just one more here. One more inhale coming forward. And then exhale, relax. Bring your hands to your hips and scoop your heart as you rise up to standing, navel in, and then roll the shoulders up and back and just loosen all that in the upper back. Okay. Samastiti for just a moment, so standing in mountain pose. And just observe what's changed in those first few moments. It doesn't take much, and just doing that every single day, every single morning, so helpful and healing to the body. So we're doing moon salutations, honoring the feminine and honoring the qualities of nurturing and healing and rejuvenation. So we want to start with our feet either hip distance apart or slightly wider. Hands are going to be at the front of the heart. Inhale, you're going to reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. You can bend your knees if you need to. Toes are going to turn out. Heels are in. Come down into squat. Inhaling. And then exhale, turn the toes back in. Forward fold again. Step the right leg back, lower the knee down, top of the foot. Keep the fingers in a finger stand and lean forward into the lunge. And then exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to tabletop position, lifting the heart and the sit bones. And then exhale, navel to spine, child's pose. And again, remember to bend those elbows and squeeze them towards the midline. Inhale, stand on your knees and bring both arms up and over the head, lifting and lengthening through your core. And then exhale, navel to spine, forward fold back into child's pose. Inhale, tabletop position, extending heart and sit bones. And exhale, downward facing dog. So same leg's going to move. Bring right leg forward to the fingertips. Lower the left knee down, fingers in a finger stand. Lean into the lunge. And then exhale, step the back foot forward, feet hip distance apart, forward fold, micro bend the knee if you need it. Turn the toes out, heels in, inhale, into squat. Hands can be at the heart in prayer if you like. Exhale, turn the toes back in, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms out wide as you lift and rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Good, that's one side. Let's do the other side. So inhale, arms reach. Again, honoring the quality of the moon. Exhale, fold. Toes out, heels in. Inhale, squat. Exhale, fold. Left leg back, low lunge. Fingers in a finger stand, lean into it, heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, tabletop, extend. Exhale, child's pose, navel to spine. Inhale, Vajrasana, standing on the knees, arms reach. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop again. And exhale, down dog. Same leg move, so left will come forward, right knee to the floor, fingers in a finger stand, lean into the lunge. Exhale, step forward, feet hip distance, forward fold. Toes out, heels in. Inhale into squat. Exhale, forward fold, toes back in. Inhale, arms out wide as you rise, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. So you can feel there's a different quality to the moon versus the sun energy. Inhale again, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Toes out, heels in. Inhale, squat. Exhale, fold. Right leg back, low lunge. Inhale, heart is forward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, stand on the knees, arms reach. And exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop again. Exhale, down dog. Right leg forward. Inhale, lean into it. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, toes out, heels in, squat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and rise all the way up. Exhale, heart. Left side, inhale. Exhale, fold. Toes out, heels in. Inhale, squat. Exhale, fold. Left leg back, low lunge. Just feel the nervous system calming down as you enjoy this. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, table. Exhale, child's. Inhale, stand on the knees, arms reach. Try to bow back down to child's. Inhale, table. Exhale, down dog. Left leg forward. Keep the fingers down. Bring the heart forward. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, toes out, heels in, squat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. And we're just going to be there. So 2 on each side. It's a slower moon salutation. So you can just bring your arms by your side and stand for a moment in Samasthiti, feeling the difference. One more breath here. Back at the front of the mat. You can keep the feet hip distance apart or slightly wider. Hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. And we're going to turn the toes out, heels in. Inhale into squat again. And exhale back to forward fold. Stepping the right leg back, we'll lower the knee, top of the foot, but this time we're going to flip the mat over and give yourself a little extra padding. Fingers in a finger stand, and you're going to lean forward into the lunge, inhaling. And then you're going to exhale, keep the back toes tucked under, and sit back on that heel and come into a half split, so Ardha Hanumanasana. And do it again. Inhale, come forward. And exhale. Sit back. We're going to bring in a chant here for healing. It's Om Som. So inhale, come forward. And as we go back, chant Om Som. Om Som. Inhale forward. 2 more. Om Som. 1 more. Om Som. Inhale, come forward, tuck the back toes under, and we're going to take a fairly longer pyramid pose today, so it's still heel to heel alignment. With that back leg straight, you want to feel that the back toes are pointing towards the upper right corner of your mat. If you're really tight in the legs, you may want to have a block on either side of the foot so that you can bring the floor up to you. So if that's more comfortable, you're certainly welcome to be there. We want to keep that back heel grounded as much as possible. If you don't need the blocks, that's fine too. Fingers in a finger stand. You're going to inhale, lengthen the heart forward. So just like that feeling we had in monkey pose, create all that space. And now exhale, melt into that space, soften down. Repeat that again. Inhale, come forward. Lengthen, create as much room as you can. And then exhale, melt into that space. And there's one more here like this. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, melt over that leg. And now we're going to stay. So we're going to stay for a few breaths here. Keep pushing the ball of the front foot forward, the back heel back. And if you have a leg that has more sensation, we tend to back off of that. So in order to keep those hips squared and stable without dipping one over the other, you want to lean slightly into the leg with more sensation. And certainly you're welcome to keep a micro bend in that front leg if you need it. Keep breathing here. Keep softening the upper body. And you can watch that pattern of breath come in through the nostrils to that point between the eyebrows all the way down to the base of the spine, sending that light and healing with it. And then exhale, it reverses the pattern. A few more. Keep feeling those layers in the backs of the legs releasing as the body softens and gives in. One more. And now we're going to stay low and just walk our hands towards the center, turning your left toes in so that we're in a wide foot spreading posture. In this posture, take your hands onto the backs of the legs, slide them down 3 times. So again, we're bringing in that grounding energy, healing touch. Good, and now fingers in a finger stand, lift your chest halfway. Turn your right toes to a slight angle so that when you bend your knee, your toes are in the same alignment. And now walk your hands towards your right toes and lean into the inside or inner leg of the left. And then come back to center, turn those right toes in, turn the left toes out. Do the same thing. Angle it just slightly and now lean into the inner groin. Maybe feeling that hip open. Good, and we're going to do that 2 more times. So switch to the right again. Each time, maybe finding just a little more space. Get so tight in this area of the body, especially if we are sitting or more sedentary. Good. One more on each side. Just feel that space open up, protecting the knee. And then come back to center. Hands to the hips, scoop the heart as you rise up to standing. Take a moment there, just let the blood adjust. And then turn your toes out, heels in. We're going to move down into goddess. So we're going to bend the elbows like goalpost arms, bend the knees, and sink and settle into the posture. So tailbone is long, crown of the head is lifted. And I like to think of myself as like sandwiched between 2 planes of glass here. We're going to just do a little bit of twisting in this posture. So rotating back and forth, a little bit of joint work. Legs are nice and stable, foundation is set, and just go back and forth a few times. Loosening up any tension that might be there in the spine. Good, couple more. Keep lengthening the tailbone, keep absorbing the abdomen in for support. A few more. Deep breaths. Good, and then settle back into center. Spread the fingers wide and just feel all that energy enlivening the body, enlivening the cells. And then slowly straighten the legs, release the arms, and heel toe your feet in. Step back to your front of the mat. Take a moment and just observe. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Turn the toes out, heels in, squat. Exhale, toes back in, forward fold. And this time we're stepping the left leg back, and we're going to do that same sequence. So flip your mat over, give yourself some padding there underneath the knee, and fingers are in a finger stand. So you're going to lean forward into that front leg. Heart is open. And now exhale with the toes tucked in the back. Flex the right foot and sit back on the heel. Feel the pinky toe side of your foot pull back. Inhale, come forward. Lean into it again. Exhale back. Okay, we're going to return to that chant, Om Som, Soma, meaning the moon, the healing, nurturing quality of the moon. Inhale. Om Som. Inhale. Om Som. Last one. Om Som. Inhale, come forward. Tuck your back toes under. Straighten that back leg. We're taking a fairly long stance here for pyramid. Normally it's about 2.5, 3 feet. This is more like 3.5. Heel to heel alignment. Back toes pointed towards the upper left corner of your mat. Again, you can use those blocks under the hands if you need it, or fingers in a finger stand. We're going to inhale, pull the heart forward. Feel that monkey pose-like sensation, and then exhale, melt over the leg. Inhale, pull forward. Elongate. Exhale, melt. Again, inhale. And then melt and stay. So you're going to stay in the posture. Again, what leg has more sensation? Lean into that just a bit. Helps to straighten out those hips. Keep grounding through that back heel to the best of your ability. Let your upper body really soften and let go. Notice sensation if there's a lot there in the back of the legs. So can you melt through those layers, just letting them release whatever they're holding on to. Last one here. Good, and this time we're just going to step the back foot forward, feet about hip distance apart, standing forward fold. Inhale, turn the toes out, heels in, squat. Exhale, turn them back in, forward fold. And inhale, lift and rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. And just take a moment again here, feeling samastiti. So we intentionally place these rests in the practice to consolidate the effects of what we've just done and to be mindful of the process. Okay, so inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose. And this time, exhale, step back to plank position. And for this first round, let's lower knees to the floor. Squeeze the elbows tight into the side chaturanga, tops of the feet ground, elbows and shoulders pull back, inhale for cobra. And exhale to downward facing dog. So we're going to bring the feet together, come onto the balls of the feet, and reach the left leg up in the air. Exhale the right heel down. Inhale the left as high as you can, and now open the hips, stack left over right. Bend the knee if you'd like, draw the heel to the glute, absorb the tailbone into the body, lift the lower belly. Make sure that the shoulders and the hands stay balanced to the best of your ability so that the twist is happening more in the spine and in the waist where we want it. Breathe here. Keep grounding through your right heel, head and neck is relaxed. Good, straighten that leg, square the hip. Now send the knee all the way through to the fingertips and spin the back foot flat, so front heel lined up with the arch of the back foot. So we're going to bend deeply into that front knee, reach the arms all the way up and over the head, and right arm's going to open to the right. So we're in warrior two position here. But we're going to take this into side angle. So inhale, grow tall. Exhale, take the left forearm to the thigh, right arm up and over the head. Inhale, come back up, and exhale, take the left forearm down again, and right arm up and over the head. Good, inhale. Maybe go a little lower this time. Try taking the hand to the ankle, right arm up and over the head. Inhale. Try the same, maybe to the ankle. You can always stay on the forearm, on the thigh if that's easier. Inhale. And then maybe to the floor. Last option to go to the floor, all the way down if it's comfortable. You can still breathe. Inhale, come back up, and one more to the floor. Good. And then we're going to come back up, inhaling, backhand to thigh, turn and look at the left palm and straighten the left leg. And now stay here in this extended state. So push into the toes. Feel that line of energy from the toes all the way up to the fingertips, creating space and length along that left side. And now exhale, bend into the front knee, come back into that side angle pose, and we're going to stay. So we've got all that length along the left side here. Top arm is up and over the head, but if that bothers your shoulder or it's too much for you, take the right arm straight up in the air. Breathing here, palm faces down, pinky finger rotating towards the floor. Bend into the front knee a little more. So we're going into the hips, opening that up. And as much as we are bending into the knee and going deeper in the hips, we're not sinking in the pelvic floor. We're going to keep a little lift in the pelvic floor. So tailbone absorbs in, lower belly lifts. There's stability there in the core. Breathe deeply here. Good, one more. And then inhale, reach the arm up, come back up to standing, turn the toes in again. Hands to hips, heel toe in maybe a little bit more for you so you feel more stable since it's a long, wide stance. And then inhale the arms long. And exhale, take your left hand to your right foot. So if you need to bend the knee as you do that, please do. Fingertips are going to point towards the toes. Rotate belly, then chest, head and neck. And now stay in the twist. And we're going to bring back in that chant that we were doing earlier. So inhale, reach your fingers or your arm towards me, towards the front. And then exhale, rotate your navel to the right and squeeze and twist a little deeper. Do that again. Inhale, arm over the head, maybe come out of the twist a little bit to do that. Exhale, squeeze deeper. Good. One more like that. Exhale. Now 3 breaths as we stay in the pose. Chant Om Som. Inhale. Om Som. Deepening that navel twist as you chant. Inhale. Om Som. One more. Om Som. Now melt down in the center. Let everything soften. Head and neck is relaxed here. No strain. Feel the warmth Breathe in through the nasal passages to the midbrain, then down to the base of the spine, and then reverse it. And then walk your hands towards your left foot, pivot on the ball of the back, and step back to downward facing dog. Take a moment here in down dog just to stabilize that symmetrical posture, very healing for the body. And then inhale to plank position, and if you'd like this time, you can leave the knees lifted for chaturanga. Inhale then into cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. Stay here. Okay, feet together, balls of your feet, inhale the left leg up. Exhale the right heel down. Inhale the left as high as you can. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong side. Repeat that the other way. So feet together, balls of your feet, reach the right leg up in the air. Exhale the left heel down. Inhale the right leg as high as you can and stack right hip over left. Then bend the knee and draw the heel to the glute. Absorb the tailbone into the body, lift the lower belly. Try to stay even in the hands and shoulders. Breathe deeply here. One more breath. Anchor into the heel. And then straighten that right leg, square the hip, and send that foot through to the fingertips. Spinning the back foot flat, line the front heel with the arch of the back foot. And we're going to come up with the arms and rotate left shoulder to the left, setting up for warrior two. Okay, warrior two into side angle. Inhale here. Exhale, right forearm to thigh. Left arm up and over the head. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Left arm up and over the head. Good. This time, if you want to challenge, you're going to go a little deeper. Inhale. Maybe try reaching for the ankle. Inhale. Ankle again. And then if you want to go even deeper, inhaling, and exhale, try for the floor. Or stay where you're most comfortable. You can breathe deeply. Good. And then we're going to inhale up and reverse it. So backhand to thigh, turn to look at the right palm, and slowly straighten the front leg. And just feel that long line of energy from the toes to the fingertip, creating all this lateral length. Breathe here. Don't collapse into that back body. Just feel openness through the right. And then keeping that length, bend into the knee. Take the forearm on the thigh, or hand to the ankle, or to the floor, wherever you're most comfortable. And we're going to stay in the posture. So palm facing down, pinky finger rotating towards the floor. Breathe here. As you anchor to the outside edge of the back foot, feel that tailbone absorbing in slightly, lower belly lifting for support. And then challenge the hip. Can you go a little deeper into that front knee without going past the toes? Can you keep the pelvic floor lifted just a little bit to create more support there? One more. Good. And then we're going to slowly release the hand to the floor, turn the right toes in. Forward fold through the legs for a moment. Hands to hips, scoop the heart as you rise up. Okay. If your stance feels a little wide, you can heel toe in a bit and extend the arms on your inhalation. And this time the right hand's going to go to the left foot. So if you need to bend the knee to get the hand down, that's fine, or bring the floor to you with a block. But you're going to rotate the navel to the left. And inhale, you're going to take the top arm towards the front. And exhale, rotate even deeper. Belly, ribs, chest, neck. And then inhale, arm reaches forward. And exhale, rotate again. And one more here. A little deeper. Push the chest towards the thighs and now stay. Inhale, Om Som. Om Som. Om Som. One more. Om Som. And forward fold through the legs. Release the posture. Head and neck is heavy. Let it settle. I'm going to turn the toes out, heels in. Bend both knees and take your forearms onto mid-thigh. And now go into what's more considered a sumo wrestler, or a very deep, wide squat. Push the forearms towards the knees to help stretch the inner groin. And breathe deeply here. Gaze can just be at the floor, but follow the pattern of breath in through the tip of the nose to midbrain down to base of spine. And then exhale from base of spine, back up and out. Sending breath, prana, healing energy. Good. Release the hands back down, heel toe your feet in even more, and then return to what we were doing before, the regular squat, toes out, heels in, hands to the heart. And just breathe here. Good. Sit fingertips behind you, sit bones to the floor, straighten the legs. Extend the feet, hands beside the hips, Dandasana staff, and just stay in that for just a moment. And just feel, press down through the palms, feel the crown of the head getting taller, and energy filling the whole body. Good. We're going to do a wide diamond here, so it's not quite butterfly or half bound angle, but really it's just this huge diamond. We have all the space in between the legs, but the soles of the feet are together. So we're going to bring the arms out wide and hands into the floor in front of us. And to the best of your ability here, extend them wide and then push them into the floor so that you can draw some of the weight back. So head and neck is soft. Release the forehead towards the earth. Maybe if you're really flexible, the head will rest in the feet. And then you're going to push down and just draw a little bit more weight back into the sacrum. Feel that stretch there. And then once again, give in, relax. And then push the hands into the floor one more time. Just really stretch back. And then relax and give in. And then stay. So the hips are often associated with the feminine. Again, that moon energy. Very nice. And then slowly walk your hands back up and take your time to cross your legs and sit tall. So just Sukhasana. Engage the muscles of the back body. Notice the space and length. So we're going to take the left foot into the crease of the right elbow and wrap the arm around the leg, or the shin rather, as if you were rocking or holding a baby. And then just start to go back and forth. Left foot stays flexed, pinky toe pulls back. But just notice the sensation in the hip there. Is there tension? Is there space? You know, rocking has always been a form of comfort and relaxation and soothing. So we use it often when we're rocking our babies, but also just this feeling of rocking ourselves sometimes when we're emotional or tired. Very, very, very soothing. Okay, let's do the other side. So we'll switch feet. Take the right foot into the crease of the left foot, or left elbow rather. Wrap your right arm around the leg. And now just start to rock. And make sure that right foot stays flexed just to protect the knee. And just notice, is there a difference between one side and the other? Heart stays open. And then release. So we're going to extend the left leg out and have it more at an angle. If you want, you can reach onto the thigh and rotate the inner thigh in and down. And then we're going to grab the underside of the right foot. So you want to grab that bottom part and lift it up and place it there into the crease of the left hip and thigh. If that's uncomfortable to come into half lotus, then just place the foot to the inner thigh. So that's much more comfortable for many people. Okay, so we're going to stay there. And start to square your hips if you're in the half lotus position so that you're facing that foot. If the knee is wide and you have the foot to the inner thigh, you can stay a little wider in your stance. So inhale, the arms are going to reach up. And then exhale, just forward fold over that leg. So as you forward fold, you can have your hands on your shin, ankle, foot, whatever's most comfortable for you. Maybe just grabbing the toes. And then just take a few moments to settle in. So letting the hip open up, letting the back of the leg soften, spine adjust. Now, if you're flexible enough to get to the toes, and even not, if you're not, you can hold on to the shin to do this. We're going to inhale and lean back with the chest so that the spine becomes straight, the chin is tucked in. And then on the exhalation, bend the elbows, navel in, fold back over the leg. And you can do this with a strap too if you prefer. So you're going to inhale, holding those toes, lean back. Spine is straight. And then exhale and soften. Good. One more like that, and then we're going to stay. So again, this is almost like that monkey pose feeling we had before and the other postures that we've done, creating room and space first and then melting into it. And now we're going to stay and we're going to repeat that chant of Om Sum, but we're going to repeat it quietly. So deep inhale in. Om Sum. Om Sum. One more. Om Sum. Now stay. And then slowly come back up. Release the leg. We'll come to a slightly wide stand. Flex both feet and just sit tall. Observe how you feel. Again, that moon energy, nourishing, rejuvenating. Okay, so again, we have this slight angle to the right leg, and then you can grab onto the inner thigh and rotate it in and down. And then we're going to take the left foot and we're going to take it, the bottom side of that foot, into the crease of the right hip and thigh. So if you move into that half lotus, you end up squaring your hips more. But if you want to stay open, more open, you can take the foot to the inner thigh and perform the posture this way. So either way, just mindful of the knee and protecting the knee in any way that we can. Okay, so inhale, the arms reach up. And again, exhale, fold over the leg. And hold on to anything you can. So shin, ankle, foot, whatever's most comfortable for you. Again, you can use that strap if you'd like. Just give your body a few moments to adjust. Now, if you can hold the toes, that's ideal, but if not, don't worry about it. You can hold the shin or use your strap. You're going to inhale, lean back, straighten out the spine. So chin tucks in. Imagine that all the curves just flatten out. And then exhale the navel in, forward fold over the legs. And repeat that again. Inhale, lean back. Again, it's going to feel almost like you're doing that monkey pose. Create the room, and then exhale and fold into that space. One more. Good, and now we're going to stay and do the chant 3 times quietly. Inhale. Om Som. Om Som. Om Som. Let's just stay, soften, let go. And then slowly come back. Take your time, just one hand at a time. And again, we're going to widen the stance. Be symmetrical, hands in the center. Close the eyes. Okay, so scoot your pelvic floor forward just a little bit here, and then fingers in a finger stand. And we're just going to come forward nice and slow in this symmetry. Now we've done so much work to open up the legs, open up the hips. So just keep moving at your pace. If the body gives you a line and says, no, I'm just going to stop here for a little bit, then just honor that. And if it starts to soften, that's your permission to go a little deeper. You can place a block under your head. You can stack your fists if you want to rest your head on that. Or you might be able to come all the way down. Just take your time, breathe deeply. And it'd be nice to have that mental repetition of Om Som as you watch the breath and feel the sensation of it in the body. So if you're going to bring in the chant with the breath, you can hear Om as the breath comes in and goes down, and Som as the breath comes up and goes out. Good, last breath. And slowly come back up. Take your time. Sit tall for a moment. Just feel. And then hands under the knees. Scoop the knees back to center. Okay, so hands underneath the knees. We're going to roll back down onto our backs. And then just hug the knees into the chest. Feel the tailbone lengthening away from the crown of the head. And it's just some dynamic movement here. So hands on the knees. Exhale, bring the knees to the chest. And then inhale, take the legs straight up in the air, soles of the feet face the ceiling, arms reach over the head. Exhale, bring the hands to the knees and the knees to the chest. And bring the feet flat, knees bent. Inhale, rise up into bridge pose, taking the arms up and over the head. And then exhale, slowly come down from bridge and bring the knees into the chest and hands to the knees. Good. Inhale, take the legs straight up in the air, soles of the feet face the ceiling, arms reach over the head. Exhale, bring hands to knees, knees to chest. Feet flat, knees bent, roll up into bridge. Inhale, the arms reach up and over the head. Exhale, arms and spine come down, and it's at that last moment that the hands come to the knees and the knees come to the chest. Again, inhale. Soles of the feet face the ceiling. Exhale, hands to knees, knees to chest. Feet flat, knees bent. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, come down. Hands to knees, knees to chest. We've got 3 more with the chant. So inhale, the legs straighten. We don't chant on the inhalation, only on the exhalation, and do it quietly. Om Som. Inhale, bridge. Exhale. Om Som. Inhale. Exhale. Om Som. Inhale, bridge. Exhale. Om Som. Now this last round, chanting like it's a whisper. Inhale. Om Som. Inhale. Om Som. Good. Bring the feet flat, knees bent. Take the right foot on top of the left knee. If you want, you can look between your legs, see a triangle. The right arm goes through the triangle. The left hand comes around the back of the thigh. Interlace the fingers. And now pull the knee to the chest. Flex your right foot. If you're a little more flexible and the elbow reaches into the right knee, you can kind of push it open a little bit. But this is your pigeon pose on your back. The key is to keep the tailbone long, away from the crown of the head. Deep breaths. In through the nostrils to midbrain, down to base of the spine. Exhale from base of the spine to midbrain, out the nostrils. Body filled with that pranic healing light. Good. Place the left foot on the floor, but keep the right foot where it is. And now use the foot on the knee to guide the knee over to the right. Let the arms open up. You can look over to your left. And we're stretching the outside of that hip. So no extra pressure there. Just the weight of the leg is enough. One more. And then come back to center and do the other side. So left foot onto right ankle, left arm through the hole, right hand comes around to grab, and draw the knee to the chest. Keep flexing the left foot. If the elbow happens to press into the knee, you can open it up a little wider. Keep breathing. Then place that foot back down, but the left foot stays where it is, and you're going to guide that knee over to the left. Open up the arms, look over the right. Outside of the right hip gets a nice stretch. Good. And then from here, we're going to just gently release and prepare for Shavasana by first bringing your knees into your chest and feeling that symmetrical pose. And you can kind of crunch the forehead up towards the knees. And then gently release and just let the legs extend long to the floor. Feet a little wider than hip distance apart. And if you're in a cooler room, make sure you have any props you need, blanket, maybe some clothes. If you're in a lighted room, it's nice to have an eye pillow blocking out the light. And tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Feel the palms are open. Then just settle the body into the earth. The moon has the ability to change the tides. This quality has a significant effect on the oceans worldwide. But it's not overt like the sun, whose heat we feel on our skin. The moon has a subtle energy, coming out at night when everyone has gone to sleep to do its silent, deep healing work. So let soma, that quality of nurturance, rejuvenation, support, seep into the body and heal each and every cell. So slowly begin to deepen your breath. And as your breath deepens, just gently move the thumb across the fingertips, wiggle the toes. Roll your wrists, roll your ankles. And slowly curl over onto your right side into fetal position. Placing your hand into the earth, draw yourself back up into seated, head and neck heavy, eyes closed as you come up. And if you want to prop your sit bones up for a few moments of meditation, get into a comfortable seat. Backs of the hands on the knees, palms face up, join index and thumb together. So with all the conscious breathing in the practice today, begin to once again become sensitive to light, the energy of prana brought in through the breath, but also prana that's all around us at all times. So around your body, see and feel white light. Perhaps more dominant in the immediate field around you, but white light around the body. And on your next inhalation, you're going to draw that white light in through your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and skin. And as it comes into the body, direct it up into the brain and soak the brain, the midbrain, the skull in that light. And as you exhale, you're going to let the breath leave the body the same way it came in, through the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin, white light, leaving the same way it came in. We'll do that again. Bring in on your inhalation that white light surrounding you. Draw it in through eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin. Take it to the brain, midbrain. Soak that in the white light as you hold the breath in. Only holding the breath in to your comfort level, and when you need to exhale, let the light leave the same way it came in, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin. Okay, we'll do one more together and on your own. Again, on the inhale, see and feel white light drawn in through eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin. Send it to the brain, the midbrain. Soak that light in as you hold the breath in. Only hold the breath into your comfort level. When you need to exhale, send the light back out through the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin. Please continue. Make sure there's no strain during your hold. Three more, please. Now when you exhale the last breath, hold your attention in the third eye, the point between the eyebrows, and look for a single point of blue light. And if you try too much, it'll evade you, and if you don't try enough, it'll be too soft, it won't evade you as well. So just gentle but committed attention to a point of blue light in between the eyebrows, perhaps about 6 to 10 inches in front of you. Relax. And from this point of blue light, experience the knowledge, perfect health, perfect healing, total peace. Just lower your chin to your chest. Bring your hands to your heart and deepen your breath. We'll go back to the intention we set at the beginning of the practice and just trust that you received what you could receive, letting the rest go. And once again, we'll seal the practice with a vibration of Om. Deep inhale, all the way to the crown. Exhale. Deep inhale. Om Som Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for practice today. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel, and then share it with family and friends. And in the description below is a link to my Patreon account if you'd like to donate to these classes. It would be greatly appreciated. Take care.